Okay, it's time now for the post-race press conference here for the Nolan Grand Prix of Emilia Romagna. The top three today: Marc Marquez, the winner; Pol Espargaro, second; the first Repsol Honda 1-2 since 2017, and Enea Bastianini back on the podium here on the home soil, this time from 16th on the grid. Gentlemen, congratulations today. Marc, we start with you if possible. No problem. A fantastic result for you, a really important result for you. Of course, we knew at Sachsenring and Austin that you would be strong. Perhaps you played down your chances a little coming into today, but a fantastic start to the race from 7th on the grid, and you kept the pressure on Pecco throughout. This is so important, I'm sure you'd agree, for your championship and Honda moving forward and your strength as well.
Yeah, of course, I'm really happy today. Obviously, happy for me, for the Repsol Honda team, because we finished first, second, and it's important for HRC staff, but especially because we won in a right corner circuit. It was one of my targets. I already say on Thursday in the press conference that I would like to finish in the podium here or Portimao. We won here in a really fast race, in a very, the way that we were able to manage the race was really good. It's true that Pecco was faster than us, and in the lap when I give up, because he was pushing a lot, is when he crashed. It's something that happened on the races, but we were able to push, we were able to be fast, competitive, and especially the race pace. For me, win a race like flag to flag or wet conditions, okay, it's a victory, but the way that win a race following Pecco that is really fast in this racetrack and in a right corner circuit and pushing and riding in the lap record circuit is something really nice, really good, really important to myself, to my team, and to prepare well the 2022.
Marc, you said on the grid to Simon Crafar that from 7th on the grid that was perhaps a concern of yours. So just tell us about your start, how it went, because it seemed like quite a crucial element to your victory today.
Yeah, one of my weak points when I arrived in MotoGP was my starts, and now it becomes one of my strongest points. This year I realized that the qualifying practice is not my best point or my strongest point, and so then I start to focus a lot on the starts, and yeah, I start really good, really fast, from 7th to 3rd in the first lap, because I knew that both Ducati riders, they will push from the beginning. In fact, when I saw the lap time in the beginning, 32.2, I say, okay, what's going on here? Because yesterday I was struggling to do 33.8, but today the feeling was there. The bike was working good, and especially also the last laps, the distance between me and the others was very big, and it's something also that is important, because in the end, have this margin I was able to ride in a good way, because the last laps I was struggling a bit with my physical condition, but the fact that all weekend was on wet conditions make me the chance to arrive first Sunday that I arrive fresh. I arrive with energy, and today when I wake up, I say, okay, I feel the arm is there, I feel power, so this helps me.
Just lastly, Marc, 8 times in your career, you know what it tastes like to become world champion. And of course, we have crowned a new world champion in MotoGP today, Fabio Quartararo. Some words on Fabio from your side. And do you think that today's result for you is giving you the boost that you can challenge him next year in 2022?
Yeah, today we can speak a lot here, and very important day, blah, blah, but it's not our day. It's the day of Fabio, the day of champion. The fastest, the most consistent, the best rider of the year, so the champion. Fabio did an incredible season. He was able to be fast, he was able to be consistent, but especially something that is really difficult to have, he was able to suffer. He was in the way that when he suffered, he was able to finish in the top 5, even in the podium. So yeah, time to learn about what he did and try to fight against the champion on 2022.
Congratulations today, great job, Mark. We're now going to move on to Repsol Honda number 2. Pol Espargaro, your first podium in Repsol Honda colours. I'm sure that you're delighted with that. In a weekend that's been very difficult for all MotoGP riders, but you've been very strong throughout the sessions and obviously profited from a positive test here in Misano. Just how much does this mean to you to get this first podium in these colours?
Yeah, it means a lot, you know, to just break this wall of podiums here in Repsol Honda. It's a pain release. I mean, I took a huge decision in my career last year, and honestly, everyone saw it. I was struggling a lot during all the year, but finally, you know, to get this result is super nice for me. As Mark says, as an ego, is good for me, for the rider, but it's important for the team, which they've been working huge. I mean, this COVID time hits the Japanese manufacturers a little bit more than the Europeans, and you can feel their pain when we are riding the bike. It's harder to improve our problems because they couldn't been working as hard as the European manufacturers, but finally to be 1-2, it's just unbelievable, and I'm pleased for myself, but especially for Honda, which have been working huge.
Paul, it looked like a bit of a lonely race at times today, although there was some early pressure coming from Miguel Oliveira, a nice little battle early on from you. What can you learn from today to improve next time? Pol Espargaro always gives 100% on circuit, but I'm sure that you watched the other guys out front and thought there must be certain areas where we could maybe make steps forward so that you can be in Mark's shoes soon enough.
Yeah, there is two things here. One thing is that I'm not sure that my rear tire choice was the proper one. In the first race here in Misano, I chose the rear medium tire, which allows me to stop the bike in a better way, and today I was struggling in that place, which I was not comfort on the entry of the corners because the rear was sliding way too much, which it was the same problem that I had on the first weekend here in Misano with the soft tire. That's why we choose the medium. And the second thing is that Mark is super good on the first laps with a full tank full, overtaking riders, and this is something that I need to learn from just experience. He for sure is more experienced than me in that bike, and he knows a little bit more how to manage the brakes to overtake, and I struggle a little to overtake Miguel in the first laps. I take too much time, and then when I could overtake him, already the race was gone for me. These three guys, Pecco, Jack and Mark, were already at 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds away from me, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't catch them back because they were riding so fast and I was completely alone, so for me it was impossible to catch them back. So these two things is something that I need to keep working on it, the tire choices, and for sure the time attack in the first laps. I need to overtake in the faster way.
Well, Paul, well done today. A great step for you, a great step for Honda in general. 1-2 for Repsol Honda. Congratulations, guys. We now come over to third place. Enea Bastianini, another incredible performance, this time from 16th on the grid. You can't have thought that this was possible here today, especially after crashing 3 times here yesterday. Tell us about your race.
Yes, it's a very difficult weekend for me, and yesterday I've destroyed 3 bikes in 8 laps. And today I wasn't confident to arrive on the podium, but after many laps during the race, I've seen my paces and was really close to the first group with Markov and Pecco, and nothing. At the last 10 laps, I pushed a lot to recover some position, and at the end, I was in the 4th place. And also, I see Fabio very close to me, and the last lap, I have pushed all to recover him, and I have passed, overtaking in the carro Fabio. And also, I want to say thanks to my team, because I did a very, very good job yesterday, and also today, and also congratulations to Fabio, because he stayed incredible during all the season, and nothing.
We know that the factory Ducati riders picked the hard front tyre, but nobody really knew today what the perfect tyres would be because of the lack of dry track time. And there's a considerable temperature drop here this weekend. How different was today's race to 5 weeks ago in Misano?
Yes, this race is really different respect to Misano 1 because it was so cold, and also I think the medium on the front was a good choice, and Pecco and also Jack have put the hard on the front, but in the middle of the corner is not good. I have tried also in the test the hard, and I'm crashed 2 times. And I think for the moment we try with the medium, and it stayed a good choice today.
Well, Anaya, congratulations again. 2 podiums in 3 races. Thank you very much. That's it from me. Time for questions now from the media. First up is Paolo.
Paolinieri Gazzetta. I have a question for Mark and one also for Anaya. Mark, you are not so far from the 4th place in the championship. We considering you have been missing the first races, your physical conditions somehow can be kind of a victory. And you, Anaya, with these performances, Ducati has to really think what to do with you next season in supplying you the good material.
Yeah, of course. To myself, just I'm riding my own championship. That means from Austria to here, and from Austria to here, on terms of points, I'm not far from the best riders. So, just is some targets inside the team, inside my mind to keep motivated and to prepare well 2022 season. Is what I say in the summer break. I mean, because looks like I repeat a lot of time, but I don't feel comfortable on the bike, but step by step I feel better and better, and the physical condition improves. So as soon improve the physical condition, the results are coming, but also HRC is working in a very good way. Me and Paul, we are riding a different spec than other Hondas, and here was working well. So yeah, try to prepare in a good way. The 2022 season is the main target this second part of the season.
Yeah, Ducati, you know. The next year, I think I have the 2021 bikes, but with all the best material possible. I will speak also this weekend with all the guys of Ducati, but I think the 2022 is impossible to receive next year. But after this race, we will check again with Gigi, Davide, and we go with Carletto, my manager, to work.
Imre Pavlovic from Motorsport Aktuell and Motorrad from Germany. A question to Mark, a question to Paul, and a question to Nia. So, Mark, you have explained in Austin that with your right arm you can still not push the handlebar properly, so you have more or less to steer with your left hand, so this was your main disadvantage in right corners. Has this improved since, or could you just find a way how to ride the bike also in this way to be that fast?
Basically, the biggest difference this weekend is that we ride all the time in wet. You don't force, you don't push, and today I was fresh, and I don't have a lot of pain on the arm before I start the race. So I was able to ride in a good way. Also, I was coming from a feeling in the test that in the test I was riding, but I was very tired and I was not riding well. But today is what I saw during all the season. When I'm fresh, the level is there. The problem is that we can start on Friday and finish on Sunday. So still margin to improve.
So then to Paul, what was the main improvement that you did during the test that helped you being competitive this weekend?
Yeah, it was basically in the test I was just trying to just focus on the rear grip, just trying to get some more rear grip with the package that Mark said. I'm able to ride in the way I prefer. The package, for example, we found here, it was not working so good in America, which I was keeping it and I pay it on the race. I did a very bad race, but then I knew that with that package here in Misano back, it would work well. I was focusing, just trying to repeat what I was doing on the last race, but also on the test, which it was super good. And yeah, finally, you know, the best moment of the weekend for me was maybe in FP3, which in wet conditions I could do that lap that allows me to go directly to Q2 and then qualify me P4, and then, you know, half of the race was done. Because starting in that position, the rhythms of the guys are faster, you can apply your riding style, everything is much smoother and easier, and then the race was much easier than starting on the backwards. So mainly, yep.
Thanks. Yeah, and to Enea. So Enea, did you learn anything in your last race here in Misano that you could make such a great last couple of laps that you could finally catch Fabio, or was it simply that you were trying crash or win? I'm just going for it.
Yeah, the battle with Fabio was very strange because he have a battle for the title and at the end I win. But inside me, I think only I want to arrive in the third place because I was really close to him, and I stay polished in my overtaking, and I'm happy.
Simon Patterson from the race. Question from Mark. Mark, it seems like in 2021 you've been completing the season almost step by step. Win at a circuit you love, a win at a physical circuit you love, now a win at a circuit that's not maybe one of your favourites. What's the next step in the process to being fully recovered, and what do completing all of these steps this year mean for next year? Do they mean that you can start the season Marc Marquez again?
I mean, next step, of course, is to try to concentrate on the last two races, and I will like minimum finish in the top 5 both races. It can be a conservative mode, but are 2 races in a row, so I don't know how I will feel. But anyway, top 5 is a good target next to 2 races. Then if we can be better, we will push. Then on the winter time, I need to take a rest, first of all. Just try to understand if with take a rest, improve. So we are trying also to analyze well the situation, find a good plan, and don't forget, I mean, don't be 100% on February. Be 100% when starting Qatar. So this will be the main target.
I'm fine.
Vaglio from La Stampa in GP1. Question for Enea. This is your second podium in your rookie season. What is the next step you have to do to get a better result now?
I think the qualifying, because every time I start from 9 to 16, and this is not good for the race because I have to do a lot of overtaking, and I think we have to work also in the Saturday in FP4 to do more lap consecutive, because always I did a short run, and now we study what we can do for the next race.
Hi guys, Lewis Duncan from Autosport. I have a question for Paul. What is most important about this podium for you? Is it because it proves a point to you that you can be fast on the Honda, or that it proves a point to your doubters that you can be fast on the Honda?
Sorry, if I understand well, is what I can do to be faster on the Honda?
No, I'm sorry. What is more important to you for this podium, that it proves a point to yourself or that it proves a point to your doubters?
Well, the importance of this podium, I think it's, first of all, the most important is for Honda, which to have the two bikes first and second, this is unbelievable after a tough season, after some tough season, not just this one. The last year also was tough season for Repsol Honda. This for me, I mean, talking about ego, this is super important for me as a rider. I think it's my best position ever in MotoGP, second position, I was in third position in KTM. So it's an important moment for my career, for sure, but I feel more released for Honda. I mean, you guys have not seen these guys working huge in the past days. I said already, you know, in the COVID time, I've been in the European manufacturer. I know how they were working during the COVID, and it was flat out, even if the COVID was hitting strong in Europe. But as you all know for sure, the Japanese took safety super seriously, more seriously than Europeans. And for sure, in this COVID area, they were struggling more than the European manufacturers. So we have seen the European manufacturers doing huge steps in these COVID times, while the Japanese were struggling a little bit more. So for sure, it's important for me, as I said. But I just see Takeo face today, Kubata-san face today, and this it's more than amazing. It's crazy how happy they are.
Hi, congratulations to you all. Tammy from Sport 5 Israel. I have a question for Mark. After Kota, you told me that in Kota you felt comfortable in all corners apart from 3, and that in Misano, the previous one, you felt comfortable only in 3 and the rest you didn't. I wanted to know the difference for today. Was it only being fresh, or was it all other things, your confidence from Kota or anything else? Thank you.
I mean, of course, the difference from today was in a test we did a step. This was important, and then of course the second thing I already say. Riding all weekend on wet, you save a lot of energy, and you are not pushing as on dry. And then I go out and with the painkiller or all these things helps me a lot to ride like I want some part of the race. It's true that on the break points I start to feel ready to ride well. It's true that when I'm struggling more is on the fast area, for example here in Misano, all the T3, when the bike is shaking a bit and playing with the body, I cannot play there, and with the high speed is something difficult, but behind another bike, I know that bikes becomes more stable on the fast area and I'm able to ride well. So it's the progression. It's a natural thing, a natural way to improve this year. I start in one place, and step by step, looks like there I was struggling even more than when I start, but this second part of the season, the feeling is good, and the mistakes I had in Austria and Silverstone were not related about my physical condition, were related about the conditions, the circumstances, so yeah, happy because we are improving.
Gentlemen, that concludes the press conference. Congratulations, Mark, Paul, Enea. Thank you very much. We'll see you in Portugal.